Well, there it is, the car of my youthful dreams, the Lancia Del...
Everyone that's clicked on this video might not be needing an introduction to Mike Brewer and Ed China. They both were the host of a show called Wheeler's Dealer. They hosted it together right from the first season all the way to the 13th. But after the 13th season, Ed China left the show, and from there, Ant Anstead carried it. But what actually happened that Ed had to leave the show? Watch this video until the end to know what happened between Mike Brewer and Ed China. The show was inspired by Do It Yourself. It first aired in 2003 with Mike Brewer and Ed China as host and co-hosts. In this show, each had their fixed role. Mike used to bring the vehicles and Ed as a mechanic worked on it. They've stuck to these roles for more than a decade, and this partnership worked very fine. For 13 years, Ed was an important part of the show, but then suddenly he was replaced by Ant Anstead. When Mike was asked about Ed's exit, his reply shocked everyone. He said Ed turned out to be not gracious, and he added he also did a lot of bad things. He also mentioned that when the Discovery Channel found out about what Ed was doing, they gave him an option to leave, and he took it. Fans found it very weird how Mike was continuously praising and was happy with Ed's replacement, and did not have one nice thing to say about Ed. Everyone smelled the controversy, but no one knew the exact storyline. After Ed left the show, Mike commented that Ed's interest in becoming a TV star was the problem. He pointed out that Ed lost his focus, and he made his fame the bigger priority. He even mentioned that he was a mechanic and that he became a TV star. Mike also claimed that Ed used to avoid working. He used to get the job done most of the time, but the problem was the amount of time he used to take. Sometimes when Mike used to bring a car to fix, instead of him getting the job done, he used to argue and pick up fights with him. After listening to all this, I felt that Mike wanted to say that Ed became a diva. But Ed had a different story to tell. Ed uploaded his part of the story on his channel. He mentioned how the show was one of the biggest TV shows and it lacked brand endorsement and project placement. Due to this, the producers started to look for other ways to make more money. So in 2012, the show's originators were replaced by the Discovery Studios. The new producers were not happy with the original arrangement of the show. They wanted to remove the little and specific details from it. Ed was disappointed by the decision of the producers. He felt like they were cutting the most important part of the show. Ed felt like they were undermining him, and he said that was the main reason he left the show. Mike counterattacked in a deleted tweet by calling him a traitor. He said Mike left and abandoned the show, and after 13 years he started bad-mouthing it. He called him a traitor for that. Mike took a stand of the producers and claimed that no one was going to cut the mechanical part of the show. Mike made it clear to everyone that he was siding with the producers of the show. Well, we don't yet know whose story is true, but the fans of the show were ready to take Ed's side. They were not happy with how Mike betrayed Ed. They expected him to support Ed, and no one else was happy with the mess. Mike even started to get hate emails extending to death threats. Ed was not happy with Mike receiving so much hate, so he came forward to address it. Mike mentioned how they are adults and they will eventually get over it. Whose side are you on? Do you, Mr. Duo? Let us know in the comments below. If you like the video, do let us know by dropping a like. Also hit the subscribe button to make sure you get all such videos.